for iOS and Android.
Now at 6, an investigation begins into a suspicious house fire in Nevada. Plus, authorities filed charges in the shooting death of a Pittsburgh teen. And major changes on the way to McDonald County High School.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Nevada police investigation is underway after the state fire marshal says this morning's house fire in Nevada was intentionally set. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Crews responded to the fire on East Ashland Avenue just before 9:30. They found flames and smoke coming from that 1.5-story home. Multiple fire departments responded. One Nevada firefighter fell through the floor but was able to get out safely. He was taken to the hospital but has since been released. The home was vacant at the time of that fire. Crawford County, Kansas prosecutors formally charged a 17-year-old with first-degree murder in the fatal shooting of a Girard High School senior. The court held a detention hearing today for the juvenile, who also faces 4 counts of aggravated endangering a child and criminal use of a weapon. The charges stem from Friday night's shooting at Schlinger Park in Pittsburgh. 18-year-old Adam Basari was found with gunshot wounds and pronounced dead at the scene. Later that night, Crawford County deputies arrested the suspect in that case in Arma. Basari here was a senior at Girard High School, set to graduate in May. East Side Cafe in Girard will sell pulled pork sandwiches Friday from 5 to 7 p.m., with all proceeds going to the family. There's also a GoFundMe set up for the Adams family. A judge denies the release of former Cherokee County Deputy Garrett Gayoso, who faces charges of producing child pornography. A grand jury indicted Gayoso in December, and he remains in custody over community safety concerns. Authorities say he allegedly maintained an inappropriate relationship with a minor, exchanging thousands of texts and images. The KBI helped investigate that case, which goes to trial on March 2nd in Wichita. Gayoso resigned from the sheriff's office last year. Let's check in now with meteorologist Donald O'Keefe for a first look at the weather.
Yeah, the sprinkles have arrived in our area. As you can see behind me right now, you can see some of there on the camera. So definitely going to be seeing some rain out there. Just like I said, just some sprinkles, not much accumulation. Current condition 51 degrees, cloudy skies with those sprinkles out there. Winds out of the north at 9 miles an hour. We can still see wind gusts tonight about 20 miles an hour. Taking a look at today, we got up to a high of 65 degrees. The average is 44. So that means we are 21 degrees above average for today. But things are going to change as we get into tomorrow. But for tonight, 41 degrees, scattered showers, like I said, a bit breezy. Winds could gust up to 20 miles an hour with some scattered showers through tonight into tomorrow. And you can see by midnight, there's those scattered showers. Those are going to continue through tomorrow. Our high tomorrow is actually going to be in the morning, about 6, 7 o'clock, about 45 degrees. And then that cold front's going to be bringing in colder Arctic air behind it. And even though it's going to be on the sunny side, even colder temperatures are on the horizon. I'll have those details coming up.
Catching a few. Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe delivered his first State of the State address today, calling for the elimination of the state's individual income tax within 5 years. Kehoe wants voters to decide the issue at the ballot box this year. He says Missouri isn't competitive enough, and to change that, he says we must first change the state's tax structure.
From our cities to our small towns, I hear the same message. It's time to compete. It's time to win. And it's time to show the country what the Show Me State is truly made of.
The governor also announced a new government efficiency initiative called Missouri Great and proposed cutting more than $600 million from the state budget. Kehoe emphasized Missouri's commitment to nuclear energy and expanding school choice programs. While tonight marked the first State of the State address for Missouri's governor, tonight also marked the final State of the State address for Kansas Governor Laura Kelly. Governor Kelly opened her speech discussing possibly the biggest news for Kansas in a while, the Kansas City Chiefs' plan to move to Kansas. She credits the decision to bipartisan teamwork, something she says is possible through civility.
Since the beginning of my administration, by using this approach, we've been able to enact into law 587 bipartisan bills. That's 587 times coming together across the aisle in today's politics. That's something we should all be proud of.
Governor Kelly's term ends January of 2027, a year from now. Although she plans to finish the term, she has said absolutely not to running for another political office, despite calls from her party to challenge Senator Roger Marshall's seat this year. Major changes are coming to McDonald County High School. The district recently approved a $1.2 million project to build a new grandstand at the football field. KOAM's Kenny Foreman tells us what the school community can expect in the coming months.
When it comes to fun community events like football games, there's one priority the district keeps in mind.
As we looked at this project, how we're kind of looking at it is, safety first focus, safe experiences for the students, safe experiences for our community and visitors. But then after that, we're kind of looking at, how can we impact the most amount of students possible.
That's why this $1.2 million renovation project will address needs such as building a new set of bleachers for the home team with ADA accessible ramps and seating that will create a better experience for everyone.
If you look at the stairs, it's extremely steep and really not a good flow as far as people, because obviously you come off the stands and you go right to the concession stands right there. And so really it was a lot of, spacing issues. Lots of trip hazard stuff.
Improved restrooms, concession stands will add to the experience, and the players will benefit as well with a new locker room.
If we have a football game, home and visitors have to go up the hill to the high school to use the locker rooms at the high school, which the safety concern is they're going across the parking lot, cars coming and going throughout the ball game night, before the game, after the game. It's a concern for the safety of those students and the officials as well.
Now that the district has the funds to move forward with the project, they hope the community will feel the rewards.
We are proud of our district. We're proud of the facilities that we have, and we want to continue to maintain that level of pride with everything that we do, not just bleachers, all the way up to the press box we're building at the baseball field to our classrooms.
In McDonald County, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
The bleachers are expected to be completed before the next football season, and the goal is to finish the locker room and concession stands before the following season. Uncovering the face of ICE officers. Coming up, a Missouri lawmaker proposes a bill to ban face coverings for law enforcement officials. But up first.
President Trump says the U.S. is prepared to take strong action against Iran amid its deadly crackdown on anti-government protests. I'm Erica Brown with more from the president on the unrest.
In a wide-ranging interview with CBS News, President Trump says he's prepared to take strong action against the Iranian regime. As Erica Brown reports, that statement comes amidst reports that thousands of Iranian citizens have been killed in the past 2 weeks in a series of protests calling for new leadership.
After more than 2 weeks of protests, during which human rights groups say thousands of demonstrators have been killed, President Trump issued a message Tuesday to Iranian protesters.
Keep protesting, take over your institutions if possible, and all I say to them is help is on its way.
Americans woke up this morning and they saw that you said help is on the way.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, there's a lot of help on the way and in different forms, including economic help from our standpoint, and not going to help Iran very much.
In an interview with CBS Evening News anchor Tony DeCopel, the president said the U.S. is prepared to take strong action against Iran.
When they start killing thousands of people, and now you're telling me about hanging, we'll see how that works out for them. It's not going to work out good.
President Trump also weighed in on the Justice Department's probe into Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, who is facing an investigation related to a multi-billion-dollar renovation of the Federal Reserve headquarters.
He's into billions and billions of dollars, and it looks like they won't open for a long time. And he's either corrupt or incompetent.
The probe comes as the president continues to call on Powell to lower interest rates. The investigation has sparked bipartisan concern.
If there's nothing there, and I would hope and think there is nothing there, then this is destabilizing, and it looks like the Justice Department is being used as a weapon.
Powell maintains the probe is politically motivated. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
The heads of 10 major central banks and global financial institutions threw their collective support behind Powell today, saying in a joint statement that it was critical to preserve the Federal Reserve's independence. A Jackson County, Missouri lawmaker wants to ban law enforcement officers from wearing masks while on duty. The proposal comes as federal ICE agents conduct operations wearing ski masks and other face coverings. Lawmaker Manny Abarca says his ordinance would prohibit authorities from concealing their faces or badges without pre-approval. Agencies could face internal punishments, civil lawsuits, and criminal misdemeanors for violations.
When ICE comes into our community, when any authority comes into our community and says, I'm going to cover my face, I don't have to tell you who I am. I don't have to tell you what my badge number is. There is no accountability. It hurts community policing.
The Jackson County Sheriff Darrell Forte opposes the ordinance, calling it government overreach. Forte says deputies will use face coverings based on reasonableness and discretion. Park University political science professor Matt Harris says courts will determine if the local law conflicts with federal authority. The ordinance awaits a vote from the Anti-Crime Committee. Starting mid-January, Arkansas work zone cameras will not only catch speeders but also detect drivers using handheld devices like, say, cell phones. The Arkansas Highway Patrol says using a handheld device in a work zone is illegal and it's kind of hard to enforce until now. Cameras will alert officers who can then safely pull over drivers after they leave the work zone. Signs will warn drivers about camera enforcement. This new technology aims to protect road workers and motorists alike. Enforcement begins soon on parts of I-40 and on I-49. A little bit later, a piece of American history is a new home at the Pittsburgh Public Library.
Now tracking a cold front that's going to be pushing through tomorrow that will bring about gusty winds for our Wednesday. Those details coming up. Well, the rain is upon us now, and that cold front is going to be pushing through tomorrow and also bringing some gusty winds as well. Take a look at our Skywatch storm tracker. You can see that boundary there where that cloud layer is that's pushed on through. Now that's creating lift for some rain in our area. That's going to continue through tonight and tomorrow, and you can see up above it to the north. That's that cold front that's going to be moving through tomorrow afternoon, bringing in colder temperatures and gusty winds. Our current temperatures or current conditions right now, 51 degrees. There's those showers you can see behind me on the camera, and winds out of the north at 9 miles an hour. Like I said, we can still see some gusty winds tonight, getting up to 20 miles an hour, but overnight 41 degrees. Those scattered showers, like I said, on the breezier side as we get into tomorrow morning as well. Taking a look at our wind gust tracker. So as the cold front starts to make its way into the area tomorrow morning, we're going to see wind gusts 30, 35, even up to 40 miles an hour for us for tomorrow. So we're going to keep an eye out to see if there's going to be a wind advisory placed in for tomorrow. So let's take you through time here Wednesday. This is around midnight. There's cloudy skies. There's those showers that are going to be continuing through the morning. Actually, our high for Wednesday is going to happen around 6, 7 o'clock, and that's going to be about the mid 40s. Though then that cold front is going to start pushing through Wednesday morning into the afternoon, pushing out all those clouds. We're going to see sunny skies, but now temperatures are going to be dropping into the upper 30s. And as we get into Thursday morning, colder temperatures, we're going to see upper teens and lower 20s for us on Thursday. Staying sunny on Thursday, but only getting into the mid to upper 40s for us on Thursday. So if you're planning your day for tomorrow, scattered showers in the morning, mostly sunny skies by the afternoon, but then temperatures are going to start to plummet into the lower 20s for Wednesday night. You can see the tomorrow night 20 degrees, mostly clear, still a bit breezy. Winds could still gust up tomorrow night 20 miles an hour. How much rain can we get with this system that's coming in tonight? Well, not very much. Most of the area will see anywhere from about a 5/100 of an inch to a 1/10 of an inch, so not really much accumulation to talk about, but we definitely are in need of some precipitation for our area. Taking a look at downtown Joplin right now, you can see where there's some of those scattered showers that are starting to push on through and mostly cloudy skies. Taking a look at our upper flow. So here's that low pressure system that's bringing in all that cold Arctic air for our area tomorrow. We're going to stay cold pretty much the rest of the week. Temperatures are going to stay in the 40s all the way through the weekend. There's that next system that's coming in on Friday and Saturday that could possibly maybe bring some snow flurries to our area for us on Saturday as well. But we're going going to keep an eye on that as the days go by. Let's take a closer look through Friday and the weekend. Friday, temperatures are going to be into the upper 30s to the mid 40s for us on Friday, staying clear and dry. Then as we get into Saturday, temperatures are going to start dropping into the low 30s for us Saturday morning, but there's those snow chances like I was saying. We're going to keep an eye on that as we're getting into Saturday, temperatures in the upper 30s. Sunday morning is when we're going to see those colder temperatures. Now we're going to see lower teens, even to the mid-teens for us, even single digits up there to the north in Kansas City. So it's going to be a very cold Sunday and not warming up Sunday afternoon, only getting into the low 20s and 30s. So taking a look at our 7 to 10 day here, 44 degrees for tomorrow. Remember, that's going to be in the morning. Very breezy tomorrow, 45 Thursday, dropping down to the upper 30s by Saturday. Maybe some snow flurries, then very cold overnight lows.
I suspect there are plenty of people who would welcome the possibility at least of a bit of snow. No one's looking forward to bitterly cold temps, though, I guarantee.
We are in need of some snow. It is January, so.
That's true. It's that time of year. Thanks, Arnold. Still ahead, loaded basketball slate highlights tonight's action with 5 doubleheaders. When we return, we're going to have highlights from the matchups in Riverton and Pittsburgh.
A loaded basketball week continues here in the 4 states with 5 doubleheaders this evening, including Pittsburgh hosting Fort Scott and Riverton battling Girard. Tipping it off in Pitt with the Purple Dragons and Tigers girls squads. Early first quarter, Purple Dragons trailing, but not for long. Mackenzie English fires from way downtown. Bang! Pittsburgh takes the lead. Dragons now in transition, working the ball back to English, and the sophomore finds a cutting Anna Jorge for the lay-in. Pittsburgh leads by 5 after 1. The second quarter would belong to the Tigers, though. Lorelei Clark goes to work with a crossover and Euro step, finishing at the rim. What a move by the sophomore, and Clark was just getting started. A couple possessions later, Abby Gorman swinging it back to her on the wing, and Clark looking like Caitlin Clark draining the 3. A 10-0 run to take the lead, but a strong second half fuels the Purple Dragons to victory, winning 47-39. The Pittsburgh and Fort Scott boys squads clashing in the nightcap. Inbounds play for the Purple Dragons early on. Jamarcus Davis finds Kaden Navaratnam, who fires from deep, cashing the 3 for the lead. The Tigers would have a response, though. Cannon Brown swings it to Drayden Marlowe at the top of the key. Marlowe connects on a 3-ball of his own, and the junior wasn't done there. Let's go to that next possession for the Tigers. Brown with the drive and dish to Marlowe, who connects on another tray. Fort Scott on fire from distance early on. Later in the quarter, it's Navaratnam and Danny Durden running the pick and roll to perfection as the senior duo combine for the and 1, and a great finish from Durden at the rim, where the Tigers take down the Dragons, splitting the doubleheader with a 71-56 win. Let's move on to Riverton as the Rams welcome in Girard, who's on a 4-game win streak. Second half, Riverton trailing by 2, looking for the equalizer. Rylan Thomason will find Avery Barnett. The senior sinks the jumper from the free throw line to tie it up. But the Trojans would respond, now leading by 3, working the ball around, hitting Kennedy Keller on the cut to the basket. She kisses it off the glass for the layup. Still in the third quarter, Rams now down by 5. And this 3 is blocked, but Savannah Matthews is there to get the board, kicking it back to Ellie Helms, who drains the triple, making it a 2-point game. Let's move to the fourth. Riverton now up by 5. Trojans needing a bucket, and Marley Sisney comes up big, getting the friendly bounce off the back iron and in for 3. But the Rams win this one at home, 38-28, the final over Girard. The Riverton boys squad looking for a bounce-back win against the Trojans. Early first quarter, the Rams in transition. It's Liam Burge getting to the lane, and look at the spin move here, getting some space and scoring the bucket. What a play from the senior guard. Girard with a response, though, facing full court pressure here, swinging it to Harrison Burke, who stops and pops the mid-range jumper, sinking it in response. Trojans now pushing the pace, attacking with the give and go. It's Jackson Smith with the long pass, only to get it back, fighting off contact for the bucket, plus a foul and 1. Final seconds in the quarter, and this loose ball will somehow find Noah Parker. He has to chuck up a 3. He has no time. It'll be good if it goes right before the buzzer, banking it in, and this one would go to overtime with Girard coming out on top, winning 73-67. Looking at scores from action across the area, Joplin taking care of business at home over Springfield Central, and in Webb City, the Cardinals setting a dome scoring record with 96 points in a huge win over McDonald County. The Colgan Panthers going on the road for a doubleheader against Galena and sweeping the Bulldogs. Girls winning 66-19. The boys taking care of business 61-46. The Frontenac Raiders also hitting the road this Tuesday to battle the Lions of Baxter Springs. Like Colgan, Frontenac picks up a road sweep of the Lions 58-13 in the girls game and 70-64 in the boys. I know we weren't able to get there, but 96 points from Webb City. I don't think I've ever seen a high school team score that much without overtime.
That's impressive. And how about that Riverton Galena game?
That buzzer beater was pretty sick.
That was amazing, yeah, in an OT game. We'll be right back. Pittsburgh Public Library is cataloging this as one of their best acquisitions ever after receiving a piece of American history from the Library of Congress. The historic card catalog once served in the Library of Congress's James Madison building, likely dating to the turn of the 20th century. As part of a national initiative, Pittsburgh was chosen from all Kansas libraries to receive this honor.
So you can go into each one of these little drawers, open it up, and there is a QR code listed there, and you can use your phone to use the QR code and get more information on each of the services provided by the Library of Congress.
Each state was gifted a card catalog. A nice addition there in Pittsburgh. So the possibility of snow, that's kind of iffy, but we are definitely going to see colder temps in the days ahead.
Oh yes, there's a cold front moving in tomorrow. We're going to see temperatures get back to around average for this time of year, and then we're going to see overnight lows by this weekend into the single digits to the upper teens. So definitely going to be pretty cold over the next week or so.
Not looking forward to that. Final sports note.
Andy Reid is officially the longest tenured coach in the NFL now after Mike Tomlin stepped down as the head man of the Steelers after 19 seasons. So Andy Reid might be approaching retirement, but he says he's coming back, so longest tenured coach is in Kansas City.
I hope he sticks around a bit longer, maybe through the end of Mahomes' career.
I'd like that.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's make it a great one.